Hi, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Rihanna, and welcome back to Fresh Off the Broke.
Fresh Off the Broke is about personal experiences growing up Asian American in a predominantly white community, Asian media, and Asian pop culture in general. Race has always been a sensitive topic. Every day, there's a debate over race. With our podcast, we intend to shed light on the experiences of first-generation Asian immigrants, not put them on a pedestal.
We understand that race isn't everything, but there should be an acknowledgement of people of color, the knowledge gap, and the racial divide that will ideally be broken. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the episode. Today's topic is Asian makeup. So recently on social media, specifically TikTok, I've been seeing a lot of trending Asian makeup trends, or just Asian makeup products in general. And I really like that. I think it's cool. But for some reason, whenever I open the comments section, all of the comments are just saying, I'm not Asian. Am I allowed to do this makeup trend? Or am I allowed to use these makeup products if I'm not Asian? And, people are asking. Some people are genuinely just wondering, can I do this? But for some reason, the replies are always really weird. So it's always people saying no, you can't. You're not Asian, and by Asian, these people generally mean East Asian. They're just saying, you can't do this, it's cultural appropriation, blah, 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 you can't do this. And I think Tiffany and I both have very different opinions from that, which we will get into today. I will specify also that while some of the replies to this, these types of comments, some of them are Asian people who do say these things, but a lot of them are white people, which is even weirder to me.
Speaking on behalf.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, lately I've been seeing a lot of tutorials or people getting inspiration from this Chinese app, Xiaohongshu, which translates to little or small red book. And it's kind of like a blog posty app, if I could say. And I don't personally really like saying, oh, this is the Asian version of whatever, or this is the Chinese version of whatever, because then it's kind of taking away. And also, sometimes I hear people saying that, and then the Asian version is actually the original.
Yeah.
Which is a little annoying. Anyway, Xiaohongshu is kind of comparable to Pinterest, although it's very different in the sense that it's not like you're pinning stuff or whatever. But the app is very mood boardy, inspiration type. People post a lot of tutorials on there though, which is what people repost on TikTok or Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of videos of people saying Xiaohongshu inspired makeup or Douyin inspired makeup, which is really interesting because this is a point that gets brought up a lot, but it really does kind of bother me how people will trash on and be racist to Asians, but then go, hey guys, here's my favorite Asian restaurant, or hey guys, today we're gonna do Douyin inspired makeup. Anyway, China virus.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Hypocrites.
Come on, guys. What's the double standard?
Y'all are rude.
Yeah. And of course, this is not every person that's doing Xiaohongshu inspired makeup. There's people that are just fine.
Yeah.
But that's just a specific type of people that I see, and it's very irritating.
Yeah. Before we get into answering the question of are white people / non-East Asians allowed to do Asian makeup, I think we should have a little fun tangent first. So, Tiffany, what are your favorite Asian makeup products or skincare products?
That's an excellent question. So personally, on a day-to-day basis, I don't use a ton of makeup, so I don't really have an answer for favorite Asian makeup products, because the makeup products that I get are usually through, I guess, family friends. And so it's not, oh, I love this specific Asian brand, so like I have their makeup. It's more, this is just makeup that I have.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to say that like those people that are like, I'm not like other girls, I don't care. No, this is just a very circumstantial thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of skincare, I have two things that I swear by.
Okay.
And I have sworn by for years.
Loyal.
So, sorry?
Loyal.
Yeah, very. So the first one is the Perfect Whip Cleanser, which I have been using since I think maybe middle school. Like I've been using it since the beginning, okay, not the beginning, but I've been a day one.
For real.
One could argue that I knew it before it was popular.
Yeah, trendsetter.
Yeah, the Perfect Whip Cleanser is a Japanese facial cleanser, and the one that I use is, let me just double check the color. It's the, I'm not really sure what you would call this color. It's kind of blue, kind of purple.
Oh.
Think blue whale. I hope that helps. Because they have multiple different types. There's one that's pink, but I use the quote unquote normal one.
Ah.
Yeah. And I've been using it since basically middle school, and it has not failed me. I love it.
Period.
And I highly recommend. Oh, also, of course, we're talking about these things. You should make sure that it works for your skin type.
Yeah.
And not just use whatever we say. Because, for example, I have oily skin. And so someone that doesn't have oily skin might not love the Perfect Whip Cleanser.
Yeah.
Just a little disclaimer. And then the second thing that I swear by isn't necessarily a product that's specific to anyone or any brand, but I love using aloe vera gel. The ones in the like jar.
Mm-hmm. Like tub.
Because the like green tub of aloe vera gel. Mm-hmm. And I really like it because, well, one, it's like very hydrating and moisturizing. And also two, I heard that it's very good for scars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. I mean, that one, aloe vera gel, I think I've also been using since around the same time as the Perfect Whip Cleanser. Those two things have never failed me.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Skincare tips by Tiffany.
Yeah. Comment down below if you want the skincare routine.
Yeah. Well, I also use the aloe vera gel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say, I'm sure some people are wondering, like, well, what's the difference? Like, this is an Asian. It's different because there's like a specific, I think it's probably just formula, but the Asian aloe vera gels are just superior. I don't know how to explain it, but they're not like the ones that you buy at like just like a drugstore, like a Walmart, that are like really green and whatever. No, these are different.
I don't think I've seen what you're talking about, but I agree with you. I don't think I've ever really seen aloe vera sold, but then again, I don't really go to those places.
Yeah, see, like I used to get, when I was younger, like my parents would get aloe vera gel just for like sunburns. So like generally they don't really have aloe vera like for your day-to-day skin routine. It's mainly just for sunburns and stuff like that. But the Asian ones specifically are for like your face and hydrating and all that. So just in case anyone's wondering.
Yeah. Do you also just use aloe vera gel in general, or do you have like a specific brand of aloe vera that you use?
I just use it in general. It's whatever. It's like a green tub, but people obviously like there's different brands that do the same thing, but there's one company that started it, and I'm pretty sure I have the original one because it's very easily accessible in like Asian supermarket
Mhm.
also. So yeah.
Which one was it called?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, no worries. I was just wondering because I might have used it before, or I
Yeah,
might have it now.
we probably use the same one. That's my guess. But
Sure. Yeah. Is yours Korean?
yeah, mine's Korean.
What's the percentage? Oh yeah, the tubs they usually say something like 99% or 98% or 90 something percent.
Aloe vera.
Yeah,
Mine's 99.
I think mine. Okay, let me check right now. I used to use this one, but then I stopped, not for any particular reason. The one that I have right now is 95. Aside from the aloe vera, do you have like favorite Asian makeup product? Or I
Yes.
guess like a brand in general?
Yeah. So when I was in the Philippines, well, no, before my trip to the Philippines, I was like looking at different makeup brands that I could buy in the Philippines, like specific to the Philippines, because I was generally looking for like malls with Etude House because like I know Etude House and all that.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, I found a brand called Careline Philippines, like, and it's a Filipino makeup brand. It's cruelty free and it's super affordable, especially if you're living in the Philippines, because then you don't have to pay like import fees and all that. But this is just one of those like kind of like drugstore makeup brands. But they're really nice and I really like the branding and just and in general, think like very warm toned, like neutral orange, yellow, reds, like that's their like aesthetic. It's very nice and it makes me very sad that it's hard to really get it in Canada.
Yeah.
Because again, it's mostly just like a Filipino brand, like specific to the Philippines. But when I was there, like I bought a bunch of products because I was like, I love these. These are really nice. I can't get this here, so stock up.
Yeah, for sure. Their products look really cute.
Yeah, they are. They have.
Is it hard to buy online?
Well, it's like you can buy it on certain websites, but I don't like their like return policies and just like shipping policies are a little iffy. So I'm a little worried about buying off of those websites, you know? And like the price is a lot more expensive because of all the import and like whatever, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because over there it's like $5 for a bottle of concealer, and here it'd be like you're paying like $15 kind of.
Yeah.
So like that's one of their benefits, and that's already down the drain if you're buying from here. So but yes, I love the brand. If you're in the Philippines, I'm sure you know Careline. It's great.
And if you're part of Careline Philippines and you're listening to this, help a girl out.
Yes, I love your brand.
So much.
Very. But yeah. Another makeup brand, and Tiffany likes this one also, the Heroine mascara. It's a Japanese.
Oh, I have one.
Yeah. Now, this mascara, I will say, like, this is Asian mascara. And I know it's, you know, we're talking about how, like, we shouldn't be putting label or, like, gatekeeping for specific groups of people. However, and this gets into our next point, but this makeup is specific to generally Asian features, because if you are Asian, I'm sure you know that generally your eyelashes grow downwards. They do not curl up. They are straight
Crying.
and they cannot hold a curl, especially with Western mascaras. It just weighs it down because it's so heavy. Even waterproof mascara, it just weighs it down and they go straight after like 30 minutes max. However, the Heroine mascara holds that curl for as long as you have it on. It is crazy. Like, this is like holy grail product. Love it so much.
My aunt got me this mascara as a gift. She got me like a small set of things, and this was one of the things. And I was very excited to have this.
Yes.
Because I had heard of it and of this effectiveness. So I was like, no way, now I get to try this.
Yeah.
Yeah, satisfied.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you aren't Asian, but you have downward facing lashes, which, you know, it happens. It's mostly common in Asian people, like East Asian / Southeast Asian, but it really helps. It really does. So highly recommend.
Yeah, for sure.
So great.
Mm-hmm. Let us know if you have Asian products or Asian makeup products that you tried on. Let us know if you've tried any of these. And let us know if you're listening in as someone from any of these.
Yes, please. Caroline, I will start posting selfies on my Instagram again if you sponsor me. I don't know how it works, but I will do a full face of your products and live by them because they're great. But I need the Japanese mascara though. That's
But you just said full face, Rena.
I cannot go without it. I'm sorry.
I could appreciate some perfect lip cleanser.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. I actually do love it. I've used it for so many years and it has not done me wrong.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought it up just a second ago, but the question, are white people / non-East Asians allowed to do Asian makeup trends or use Asian makeup? Our answer is yes. You are allowed to do it.
Mm-hmm. However, it does come at a cost, but it does come with certain levels of, I guess, consideration and also nuances, because it's not just yes you can and then go crazy. When it comes, like, the reason why Asian makeup is Asian makeup, it's kind of like what Rihanna was saying with the mascara. There are certain products that are made specifically to cater to and work with Asian features, because some Western makeup products, they don't work, or they don't work as well because it's not made with Asian people in mind. And so that's why some Asian makeup works better with Asian people, because it's Asian makeup. And so if you have similar features, then yeah, this would totally work for you and it would work well. And no, people would generally, I would hope, not care that you're using it if you're using it because it works for you, right? It's not, because using, for example, the Heroine mascara in itself is not, oh, this is like cultural appropriation, this is a disgrace. No, it's not. You can, even if you didn't have downward facing lashes, I'm not gonna grab your Heroine mascara away from you. It's not that deep. It's just something to consider, because it might not work for you. You can definitely try it. And then the other point is that you can use Asian makeup, obviously, your freedom. However, please don't use it to make yourself more Asian, or to make yourself, or to pretend to be Asian. And when I say make yourself more Asian, I don't mean that if you're not East Asian, you shouldn't make it to. I'm not really sure what would be the right way to put this, but you know the episode where we were talking about Asian fishing and how some people use Asian makeup to pretend to be
Yeah.
East Asian and then Asian fish for likes or so that they seem more exotic.
Yeah. It's all about intent. That's it.
Yes. Please do not buy all this makeup and then be like, hey guys, so I'm Asian now.
Yeah.
Hey guys, so I'm Korean now.
Yeah.
I would appreciate it if you did not do that.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I'm sure that the people who are asking, like, am I allowed to do this makeup? They're probably not asking the intention to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about intention. Like, obviously we get that maybe it's a little scary. Like, the internet is a scary place. People are crazy. They'll dox you for, like, you know, just using Asian makeup. But it's all about intent. Like, if you're just using it because you want to use it, go for it. Like, who's stopping you? It's the same with trends too. Like, obviously you can participate in these Asian makeup trends. However, they might not cater to your facial features. Like, making, like, certain styles of eyeliner is made so it works for Asian eyes. That's why it is an Asian makeup trend. So if your eyes are naturally, like, really big, or you don't have hooded lids, then you're just gonna look a little weird. So, like, go ahead, participate. It doesn't matter, but just know that it might not suit your face.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. It's just, that's just what it is, you know?
I think you brought up a really good point about eyeliner, because I have really hooded eyes, so I can't do my eyeliner the way that people here in the West normally do, because then it'll just, like, get all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can't do my eyeliner all the way, if that makes sense. Not all the way. Okay, let me try to think of how to visualize this.
To the inside of your eye, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it won't get like stuck per se, but it's just gonna get all over, like, the rest of my eyelid, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
And it just complements my eyes more if I don't do it all the way.
Yeah. Like, a lot of Asian makeup trends are very, like, make your eyes look bigger or stand out more. That is because generally, like, East Asians and Southeast Asians tend to have smaller eyes. So they just...
And there's the whole beauty standard of valuing larger eyes.
Yeah.
Which is a different can of worms.
But yeah, so our answer is yes, go ahead. Wear those Asian makeup products. Participate in those makeup trends. Just make sure you know where your intentions are. And make sure you know that it might not work for your face. This is mostly just us looking out for you, if anything. Like, as an Asian girl who has, like, who didn't know about Asian styled makeup or catering to my own features, and, like, doing typical Western makeup and wondering why it doesn't look good on me, like, this is us looking out for you, if anything.
And like Rihanna said, I mean, the people that are out here using Asian makeup to pretend to be Asian aren't really going to be listening to this in the first place. This is just more of something that we've seen recently that we just kind of want to talk about together, and also, like, together in the sense of, like, Rihanna and I, and also together with you, our listeners. Yeah. And it's always tricky when I see what you were saying before about non-Asian people immediately, or non-East Asian people jumping and saying, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why you're speaking on behalf. And also, it turns into this thing. There's this whole meme or this joke where people say, of, like, making fun of people that are, I don't want to label this too like politically, but people will make fun of quote unquote, I'll say progressive, because they say that they always end up eating themselves alive.
Yeah.
Because they start fighting with each other and saying like, oh, you can't do this because of this. And then they end up eating each other alive.
Yeah.
And that does play into that, because at the end of the day, it's not about like literally going around and policing people. It's not, people will end up starting fights that weren't their fights to start in the first place. And it just ends up making us all look bad and kind of dumb.
Exactly. It just ends up moving us backwards even more.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes it turns into this thing where it's too black and white, where people will say, no, you just can't because it's cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
But then what does that really mean? Because just because someone buys a lip stain from H.G. House, it doesn't mean that they're doing cultural appropriation. That's not what that means. It's just a lip stain. If they were doing, I mean, we've talked about cultural appropriation. We've talked about Asian fishing. You don't just cultural appropriate by wearing an Asian lipstick. It's about, like, for example, oh, why are you out here making fun of all the Asian girls at your school, but then you're going to the face shop?
Yeah.
Why are you out here saying stuff like the China virus, but then you're doing Xiaohongshu inspired makeup?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Just doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to end this off. Like, just stop gatekeeping, especially if you aren't Asian, because it's just embarrassing.
It's not your gate to keep.
It's not. You don't even have a gate. What are you doing?
Just standing in, like, on barren land.
Yeah, like, and yelling at people who pass by. Like, what are you doing? It's embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that a lot of people who do this have good intentions and they think that they're doing something good for, you know, the Asian community or whatever community. This applies to anything that people are gatekeeping for, I guess. You could have good intentions. Just know that sometimes gatekeeping does a lot more harm than good. And you really need to make sure you know what you're talking about and try to put yourself into the perspective of the people who you are quote unquote like protecting, I guess. Because yeah, sometimes it does a lot more damage.
For sure. And I mean, the thing with speaking on other people's behalf is you don't even always know if that's what they want and if you're representing them and what they would be thinking the right way, because you're not them and you haven't experienced what they experience. I'm like, obviously this isn't that serious, it's just makeup, but you can't just go out here on social media or wherever and be like, no, you can't do this, even though it's not really your place to say if they can or can't.
Yeah.
And you can end up doing more harm than good, because then people are like, oh, like, why are these Asian people being so sensitive? So, okay, I can't do eyeliner now. Because when people were talking about the fox eye trend, there were a lot of people just going, okay, I guess I can't do eyeliner now. I just can't do a cat eye anymore. Okay, no foxy eye makeup anymore. Okay, bye. Like, no, it's not what it's about. It was never about that in the first place. Yeah. Not about like, oh, you can't do eyeliner anymore. Like, no. That's what causes all these problems. Just at the end of the day, one really is just makeup. but at the same time, Asian makeup, it might not work for you if you're not Asian. And don't pretend to be Asian while using Asian makeup. It's not fun.
That's just weird.
Yeah. And Asian makeup is great, you know, lovely colors, lovely packaging, great things.
Yeah.
Share the love. I love Asian makeup and skincare. Rihanna likes Asian makeup and skincare. You might like Asian makeup and skincare. That's great. And that's it.
Yeah. That's simple.
It's not that deep. And with that note, thank you for tuning in today and having this conversation with us. Even though technically we couldn't hear you. We can hear you down in the comments.
We can.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, leave a comment down below about your favorite Asian makeup brand or skincare brand, favorite products, have any recommendations. If you use any of the things that we mentioned, do you swear by Perfect Whip Cleanser? Did you also use it in middle school, or have you been using it since middle school? Do you use Caroline? How is it?
Please. And if you are Caroline, please.
Yeah. And let us know if you ever, I guess, fallen victim to, I don't like using the word victim, but fallen victim in a sense to people just like yelling on behalf of other people, or if you've seen that and how, I guess, how you feel about it. And you know, if you've done it before, now would be a nice time to own up to it.
Yeah.
It's okay, people can change.
Yeah.
And learning grow.
Education is important, man. Stay in school.
That's why we're here. Stay in school.
Yeah.
Are y'all in school right now? Are y'all out of school? Let us know too.
Yeah. Anyways, if you guys like this episode and want to stay connected with us, check out our website in the description. It contains links to our streaming platforms such as Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and more. Follow us for more behind-the-scenes content, announcements, and other random things we decide to put on there.
See you next time.
Bye.